It's like being stabbed till you're done. Lyrics.
Hi, it's Lauren. Welcome to another lyric analysis. Finally. Today's song is called Alone in an Episode. It is the 4th song of the green section and the 29th song overall. This song is about that feeling when you are in a bad place physically or mentally and you feel that you can't reach out to the people around you or the system because they can't or won't help you. So, super fun. I'm such a fun person. Let's get started with lyrics. First line, why can't I fix this? I've been struggling with my mental health my whole 20s. And now. It's no secret. And it's like I've had all the therapy, all the meds. I understand the dynamics. Why can't I make myself get better? Which then leads to being self-critical and then keeps you in the trap of not getting better. That shame, feeling like I'm a bad person or weak or doing something wrong because I can't fix myself. And I keep having these episodes. Next part, I can't get my balance back no matter what I do. I lived on the edge with these episodes for a very, very long time. Definitely a solid decade at least. And what are these episodes? Because that's what the title of the song is. Funny because I'm talking now, but the main component of the episodes is this aphasia, where I cannot speak. The reason I can't speak is because I can't organize my thoughts enough to convert the thoughts into words, to then convert the words into speech. My whole mind and body is in chaos. And I have been in psych wards, ERs. I've been transported right from the psychiatrist's office to a hospital because I started having one of these episodes. Basically, it's this severe disorganization. When I'm like that, I'm just trapped. I'm stuck. I cannot get out of that loop. I want to speak, I want to communicate, but I'm just stuck. And I was sort of stuck this morning. It was a rough morning. Anxiety, paranoia. Every time there was a noise, I thought it was an attack to make sure I didn't do the video and all this stuff. So, next line. When the meds run out, I'm a victim to you. This is about feeling like I'm overly reliant on my medications and this bad feeling that I can't seem to get my balance back without having these meds helping me. And just feeling stuck. There's this strong feeling of disempowerment, I should be able to do this on my own, but I can't. What's wrong with me? And it seems that when I'm not taking the meds or they run out, I'm a victim to the illness. And that sucks, of course. Next line, it's like being stabbed till you're delirious. That's a good description if I was trying to describe the episodes. Because it's such a neurological chaos of the thoughts and feelings and ideas, and this chaos can't be translated to words or physical sensations. So not only can I not speak, but I go to walk over here, and then that's wrong, and I go to walk over here, I go to move my arm, and it's like the thoughts and feelings are so chaotic and so quick, but the body can't keep up, and it creates this, neurological chaos is the best way to put it, and it's physically excruciating because the body just can't seem to regulate itself and bring these elements together. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I can even say this right now. I couldn't film this morning. I would just sort of blah, 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 blah. So I got myself together, took my meds, cleaned up, calmed down a little, feeling a little better, but I don't like that I need the medication to do that. That sucks. Next part. When I'm alone in an episode, I pretend that someone around is trying to help. It's a hospital bed. So, like I said, these episodes can get really physically excruciating because it's just this chemical assault and chaos, and the body can't handle it. I have struggled with these episodes for a long time, and of course, most of the time I'm not like in hospital. I'm alone, so I'm in my bed alone, and I'm like right on the precipice of what I can handle. And I live on that edge pretty much constantly. But it's like I can't really call anyone because they can't come in and fix it. And I can't really talk about it because I can't talk. So I'm just like alone, and I don't want to like go anywhere. So I just have to like deal with it alone. So I'm just like sort of in chaos. I'm just sort of pretending that someone like fully understands what's going on and is like mapping it and like actually cares and like is meeting me where I'm at and is treating it seriously. They can get really bad. Like, they are medical emergencies. Like, I have like collapsed in hospitals like twice just because my body was at its limits with whatever was going on with these episodes. But when you're in an ER, they just put you in one of those rooms and they sort of have someone watching you, but you're just going crazy for hours and hours waiting for the psychiatrist. Then they give you the meds, and then they don't really do that much. They don't really fix it. They don't even have a diagnosis. It's not fun. So I try not to go anymore. Next part. I keep my screams to myself. No one real can know. I wrote this when my mental health was no secret. It's not like I was trying to keep it a secret at this point. But I don't really want to let people know how bad it is because the chance of me being misunderstood and my experience being minimized is almost guaranteed. So I shouldn't share it, sadly. Next line, how bad things are, I'll resolve this alone. Basically, I am someone who's had really bad experiences with trying to share my journey in my episodes, a lot of misdiagnosis, a lot of invalidation of my symptoms and my experience. And to this day, they still can't figure out a diagnosis. I'm even with, one of the top people at one of the top places, and they still can't figure it out. At one point it was like schizophrenia, then that was taken away, then bipolar, then that was all taken away, then they just started adding personality disorders, and I finally got those taken away because when you are diagnosed with them, you get treated horribly. It's just been a mess. No one can figure it out to this day. And when you don't have a diagnosis, people tend to go the route of, oh, you're just being dramatic. But I had an old therapist who actually said that that is something that happens when they don't know what the disorder is. They'll often put a personality disorder like borderline and blame it on that because it's easier. And also the doctors, like, they do need to get paid. And they need to put something down. But that goes into blaming the patient when the system just doesn't quite know what they're dealing with. And that is so messed up. I'm such a fun person. Oh my gosh. This is the bridge. What am I doing wrong? I'm not lazy. So I consider myself a very hard worker. I always have been. And I despise the term hard work. I prefer the term... Fuck. Okay, we're back. That's the kind of stuff that makes me paranoid. Because it feels like it's the universe telling me that you don't have the right to achieve your dreams and we're going to do everything to block you because you don't deserve to be happy. But we press on. I don't know why, but we press on because that's the best option. Bridge. What am I doing wrong? I'm not lazy. Fun fact. Now I'm like depressed. Oh my gosh, because it's depressing. But when someone has an illness and they are not recovering, the first instinct is to say, oh, you have to try harder, without really fully understanding the issue. And I consider myself a very hard worker, always, although I've come to despise that term. I prefer the term focused attention because just look at the words hard work. Hard and work. It implies that whatever you do in life should be hard, which is the opposite of flow. It's a way of disempowering someone that if they want a good life, it's going to be hard. And then work. The word work is associated with something that you don't want to do generally. Oh, I have to go to work. Oh, it's so much work. The way these associations in our society are created, the term hard work is created to disempower you at a subconscious level that reaching your goals is going to be difficult and there's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be difficult and painful. And the more we say the term hard work, the more we program our subconscious. And I truly believe the term focused attention is much better. Because to manifest, you have to focus your attention on a task over a long period of time. You will experience resistance. Your mind will want to go somewhere else, do something else. But the discipline is pulling yourself back to your main focus. But it should be in flow, and it should feel good, and it should feel in balance. It should not be hard, and it should not feel like work. So I would like to erase that term from now on. I know that I'm not a lazy person, and that I put effort in. I'm not the type that makes excuses. I don't say, oh, I don't know why I'm not getting better. Well, have you tried anything? Well, no, I don't know why. God doesn't just fix it for me. I'm not that type of person. I put in a lot of effort, and most of the advice I've gotten is, well, you don't feel like doing it, do it anyway. Especially if it's a personality disorder. Ooh, there's another thing of paranoia. Okay. Ooh. So especially if it's a personality disorder, they're trying to reprogram you because apparently your personality can be wrong. I'm a little bitter, especially because I don't actually have any of them and I just got them taken off my chart so that I'm not treated like a monster. After building a 2-year trusting relationship with my psychiatrist, I can clearly say the reason I'm not moving forward is not because I'm not putting in the work, but there's something wrong with the way that I'm putting in the work. Next line. Your solution is wrong. I am not crazy. So basically, I have been misdiagnosed my whole life. So they are giving me solutions that are not tailored to my problem. So of course they don't work because I don't have a clear diagnosis. So their solution is wrong for my problem. I'm not crazy. All right. My dad's just trying to sue someone. That's what older white men do. 21st century Earth. All right. So basically, when you give someone a solution that isn't tailored to their problem, the solution won't work. And to blame the person for their solution that is wrong to not work is unethical and unfair. And I'm not crazy for thinking that. That was a fully coherent, logical thought form. Next line. I've done it all and nothing ever works. I have lived my life as a people pleaser and a rule follower, including the mental health system. And of course, one of the main advice is if you don't feel like doing it, keep pushing through. And just to be clear, that is not the general advice of the mental health system. The overall general advice is to feel your feelings and process them. But when they don't know what your diagnosis is and they just blame it on you, the advice is that I'm the problem. I have to just push through. And I've done that and it didn't work. In fact, me pushing through after being told that it's just my character, that's the problem. I'm a little bitter. Oh my goodness. It didn't work. In fact, it made it worse. So much worse that I almost didn't make it through. because I was already pushing through and at my wit's end, and they said, oh, do more. So I did more, and it had catastrophic results. Theory full circle. All right. Next line, no expert but me can ever break this curse. So I think one of the hardest lessons in life is that we are alone. Truly. And I know that's the opposite of what you probably usually hear. What you usually hear is reach out for help. And yes, people can help a little bit, but they cannot fully help you. You can never let anyone else take over the driver's seat of your life, even if they're a good person, because then it's not your life anymore. I have not gotten the help. Basically, I have not gotten the help from the mental health system that I need and deserve, so I have to do it myself. And to be honest, I do not feel that I have the ability to do that. So I feel very lost and trapped and stuck. I am so sick of all these sounds. Oh. I'm gonna make a promise to myself to not let any more sounds get in my way. I am finishing this and feeling like a real YouTuber. No expert but me can ever break this curse. Reminds me of the movie Ella Enchanted. She goes around searching for this fairy to lift the curse, which I think really reminds me of obsessive compulsive disorder, which I have struggled rigorously with throughout my life. But in the end, she's the one that has to break it. And that's the way it is. And it's really hard when you don't have the ability to do that. And there's this feeling of being trapped. Basically, I have not been helped by the mental health system in the way that I need and deserve, so I am now left to do it on my own without the ability to do so. Now, I might have the ability. I might just be disempowered for various reasons, but the truth is I do not feel that I have the ability, but that can change. Next line, it's like being stabbed till you're delirious. We went through that. It is that bad. Next line. When I'm alone in an episode, I pretend that someone around understands the way I am. I just want someone to fully understand. I wish someone could go into my body for a minute and feel what I'm feeling and know what I know. That someone around understands the way I am. That someone around understands the way I am. I just want someone to truly empathize and understand what I'm going through and can help me organize and process it. I wish someone could just, be fully telepathically linked and feel and understand and give me what I'm going through from a different perspective. And treat it for the severity that it is and not... I asked for 10 minutes of quiet to someone who is in their office 8 hours a day. It was violated. The second time that I asked, could you just make the phone call outside? Oh, there won't be reception outside. That's a blatant lie. So I set a boundary that was very easy to maintain, and usually is. It's usually quiet for 8-10 hours a day. Just sometimes he comes out. And so I asked for it. He said yes, the boundary was violated. And then when I pointed out, I was gaslighted about something that wasn't actually true. And this is a way of life, and it's not okay. And don't let anyone treat you like that or fall for it. So what it was is it was a purposeful sabotage of my request. And then when I pointed it out, I was manipulated and gaslit about it. So, yeah. And it was a very easy request to follow through. Very natural. In fact, it's like that most of the day. But it was purposely violated to trigger me and then invalidate my feelings that were purposely triggered. So that's what I deal with. So let's continue. I mean, it's like I don't want to rock the boat, but I would rather die than ever feel that way again. So maybe it'll do someone some good to see an example of what not to do and what not to let happen. So let's continue. That someone around understands the way I am. Yeah. I just wish someone could fully understand and feel what I feel and what I know, and meet me where I am honestly at, and not invalidate the intensity of the experience or tell me that it's my fault or there's something wrong with me. That is not too much to ask, but yet it is nearly impossible to find in this world. Now, I may have it now with the psychiatrist I have, but I don't know if I can believe it. Next line. When I take the meds, my brain can manage better. Is my soul tainted, or can my brain get better? So, this feeling of being dependent, on the meds and the system and everything, but not trusting those things that you depend on, and feeling bad that you depend on them, and knowing that you need to take control of your own life, but not feeling like I'm able to. Is my soul tainted, or could my brain get better? All of these experiences have led me to the feeling that there is something wrong with me as a person, as a soul, and that it's tainted beyond repair. And that everything I felt and experienced I deserve because I haven't been strong enough. And that's what being treated certain ways does to a person. But could my brain get better? I don't know. I think there are things that I am never going to be able to recover from. I'll just have to adapt to. But maybe that adaptation is going to be even more beautiful than what I would have gone through if I hadn't experienced this. But on that same note, I never in any way want to credit pain or trauma for me becoming the best version of myself, because that's another way of giving your power away to something external. And that is dangerous, even in the best of hands, because if you give your power away to someone else, you usurp your right to be an autonomous human being in this world. And no one deserves that. New word I learned. That is what I value and believe in. So people can help you, people can love you and support you, but people can never fix it for you. And that's a horrifying realization when you don't feel that you have the power to do it yourself. But the truth is, you are the creator of your own life. You can unmantle those subconscious beliefs and create new ones. And once you do that, no one or nothing can ever have power over you anymore. So let's go on this journey together. I'm so glad I was able to do this despite all of the ups and downs and the triggers. I hope you can feel really good today. Thanks so much for watching.
I can't get my balance back, no matter what I do.